degree. Wow. Screw basketball. Let's welcome tonight's guests. He looks like the guy who rolls up his car window when he starts singing to rap music. Co-host of Fox & Friends First, Todd Pyro. He's considered to be among the top political commentators. In the bio, he wrote himself. Host of the Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. You may recognize him from his appearances on Cops. Comedian Sherrod Small. And even the Hatfields and the McCoys steer clear of her. Co-host of the Bottom Line of Fox Business, Megan McDowell. All right, before we get to some news stories, let's do this.
Greg's Leftovers.
Yeah, it's Leftovers, where I read the jokes we didn't use this week, and as always, it's my first time reading them. So if they suck, we'll send Joe Mackey to Graham Plattner's house dressed up as a Jewish cat burglar. A damning new report featured accounts from Plattner's ex-girlfriends detailing allegations of rape fantasies, heavy drinking, and violent behavior. Plattner's allies worry that these revelations will do irreparable damage to the reputation of Nazis. One of Plattner's exes said he'd boast if anyone broke into his home that he'd rape them, but not in a gay way. And we just received word that police nabbed a man trying to break into Graham Plattner's home.
Oh, boy. Felt that coming. Yeah.
Of course, Democrats are worried that this Nazi-tattooed candidate might have to drop out, which thankfully is another race a Nazi won't finish. Architecture critics are complaining that the new Obama Presidential Library has no windows. They say it makes it impossible to jump. The feds busted a romance scam where con men from Africa tricked lonely old women out of $15 million. So I guess Obama does have a hobby after leaving the White House. Just earlier this week, Hunter Biden said that the cocaine found at the White House in 2023 was definitely not his. And he added, "If I'm lying, may God strike me with a giant bag of cocaine." President Trump showed reporters remodeling plans for the 2,000-foot-long Lincoln Memorial reflecting pool. Look at that. Now compare that to the renderings of the new Joe Biden reflecting pool. You can see reflection. A former corrections officer testified she was not the orange figure seen near Jeffrey Epstein's cell the night he died. Now suspicions shift to this New York Knicks superfan. As part of a brand upgrade, McDonald's will introduce a drive-thru assistant called Archie. Meanwhile, Waffle House is introducing a new drive-thru assistant called Stabby.
I knew it.
To find an effective biological weapon, the U.S. Army experimented with killer mosquitoes in the 1970s. Most of them died, though, after drinking blood from this man. Thieves stole at least $40,000 worth of Pokemon cards from a New Jersey trading card store. Police are describing the thieves as armed, dangerous, and very unlikely to get laid. Democrat lawmakers are complaining that employers are not providing paid leave for women on their periods. Also complaining, the male employees. Thank you.
Good recovery.
Thank you. And finally, Nevada police rescued nearly 500 roosters in a cockfighting bust. Not since Don Lemon's cell phone got hacked have we seen this many angry cocks. So according to the Atlantic magazine, Democrats need men, which makes sense. They've been saying men suck for years, treating every opinion we have like it was a take from Ted Bundy. So what did men do? We left. And now the Dems are scared. So what's their solution? Well, instead of purging their anti-male bias, it's yet more make-believe. In this case, pretend to talk sports. Because men like sports, and if you pretend to like sports, men might like you too. Because we're stupid like that. Now, how are you going to do this, Dems, when you've been calling sports and fitness a form of racial oppression? Hell, Al Sharpton just compared the UFC to slavery, which is crazy. I never got a boner watching Roots.
Yes, you did.
But
Yes, you did.
But I guess that means you leftists are going to have to study up on sports. So when someone mentions a sack, you don't immediately think of Dylan Mulvaney's crotch. After all, in sports, stealing home isn't just for squatters, and an assist isn't something you remove off your pasty ass. But sadly, the Atlantic piece views sports only through a political lens, suggesting that politicians should express strong sports opinions because it shows that you have backbone. But that's not why guys are into sports. It's not to prove anything to anyone. We just like it. But the fact that they need an article to tell them to sound authentic says it all. Being authentic isn't something you learn, it's something you are. But the Dems always rely on deception. Instead of representing all people, they create appeasement signals for special groups. That's how you end up with things like the drag queen story hour, or telling people that fat is healthy until they bury you in a piano case, or saying that ugly people can be models and dementia patients can be president. This is something we avoid doing. Imagine if we tried to attract women by discussing the importance of throw pillows and elbow cream. We do the opposite. We don't people please, which is why women know that the real guys are over here. Fact is, a liberal male already has a sport. It's politics. To him, AOC is Wayne Gretzky, Gavin Newsom is Tom Brady, and Hillary Clinton is O.J. Simpson. Boy. It's no wonder that instead of having clear ideas, you have special days, murals, and months to appease anybody who might be aggrieved. But why not instead just look at people as individuals and be honest with them? Tell them the hard truth once in a while. Like when my uncle sat me down and said, Greg, you'll never make the NBA unless you improve your assist to turnover ratio. I didn't write that. Because just like Joy Behar can smell a Buffalo Wild Wings opening, voters can smell a phony a mile away. So what the Atlantic is really admitting is that they no longer know anyone normal. You know, the people in cars that they block as they try to get to work. Or else they know sports transcends politics. I mean, look at the courtside seats at these Knicks games. You got half of Hollywood cheering on the guys that used to stuff them into a locker in high school. And really, if you want guys, Democrats, maybe don't put them in women's sports. That's a given. No real man is for that. But if your party needs a massive article to explain how guys talk to each other, you already lost the game. And chances are there won't be any tampons in the locker room to dry your tears. All right.
Tampons in the locker room.
Todd, you're an extremely unathletic feminine man.
100%.
Are you the exception that proves the rule?
Stop it. First of all, before I get to my point, I was first team all-conference in soccer, Colonial Hills Conference, Verona, New Jersey, 1995. I can play ball. That's right. Captain of 2 sports in high school.
What was the other sport?
Tennis, but I literally was, this is not a joke. I was selected to be captain of this tennis team, not because I'm good at tennis, but because I'm a leader. Like, I'm the first, like, I'm that bad at Anyway, I'm really good at soccer. Can I make my point?
Soccer and tennis.
Yes.
That's the sports we let our daughters play.
Proving Greg's point. Hi, Greg.
Hi.
Happy Friday.
Yeah.
Look, to me, this is further evidence that the modern progressive left, Democrat left, whatever you want to call it, does not pick their candidates organically. It's not like there's some dude who says, like it used to be, there's a problem I need to fix. I'm going to run for office. No, they're picked by the far left establishment, and that's why these people come off as so inauthentic. Whether it's like Elizabeth Warren, I drink beer, or Bill de Blasio, this pizza thing that I hear so much about is good, or this latest example. And it really does underscore the problem for the rest of us, because these are the people that are supposed to represent us, but they don't feel the same things that we as normal Americans feel. Like, we like sports, we like beer, we like pizza. And
You're such a dude.
I am a dude. Like, I have no problem. I love to frat out. I love to do that. And that's why frat out, it's an expression.
That sounded pretty gay.
All right.
No, I get it. I love to frat out too. A bunch of us guys will take our shirts off.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll go into we'll find a sauna. Maybe, put on a really short towel because we want to get really sweaty.
Yes, we frat out. Frat all over me.
All right. If I may proceed, Mr. Gutfeld.
You are burning up time here.
And that's why, but that's why those interactions that they're forced to do always feel so awkward and disingenuous. And speaking of forced, disingenuous, really awkward, red meat with Todd Pyro. Wow, that's the second time that failed.
Yeah,
I thought there'd be something with the audience.
Todd, stop. You've dug a hole too deep for anyone to get out of.
Wait, that sounded like a gay joke, too.
Yes.
The red meat?
By the way, can I just read you the title of the article?
Yes.
Democrats must learn to talk sports. Is that the best?
I'm with you, young people. Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Look, this is the obvious end of everything they've thrown at us for 10 years. They did not know what a woman was.
Yeah.
And now they're wondering why they can't get men. There are some men that are looking down and they're going, I have a penis. I must be a man.
Yeah.
So I'm not interested in your switcheroo of the gender thing. Everything they've done is to confuse people and get us all on our back heel. I don't think people really care for the Democrats very much.
No, I think you're right. Sherrod, you're black.
Only on paperwork. Crowd loves me.
Don't you? Wouldn't you find it insulting if this was something like Democrats must learn to talk to blacks?
Yeah, well, one day they'll do that. I think it's bad if you think you got to go all the way out here and to do this kind of thing just to win people over. Because they see the phony coming in. We can see that from a mile away.
Yeah.
And you don't never bounce around ball in your life.
Yeah.
Or you just play tennis and soccer. For love.
Well, you can even make just a stat sound like a heckle.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a gift. It's a gift, Greg. But it just seems phony, baloney. It's like, just be real, people. You can see somebody trying to pretend to be into what you into. It's like when you're dating a girl. She's like, oh, I love the Yankees too. It's like, name a player.
Yeah, exactly. That you haven't slept with.
That's right. He says Bucky Dent. Yeah, it's just this.
How old are the girls you're dating? Like 78? What's going on?
That's my demographic. They're mature.
The late Bucky Dent that you're referencing.
No, is he dead?
He's since passed.
Is he dead?
Let's look it up.
How could somebody named Bucky ever die? Dagan?
In my heart, never.
Yes. What do you make of this story and how pathetic it is and how sad and silly the writer is?
Well, I'm thrown off because I've never sat at this angle, and Todd looks exactly like Gavin Newsom, and he sits like him too.
And the hands? What about the hands?
Wow.
Yeah, that wasn't meant as a compliment.
Aw.
I do want them to work this on other demographics. I want them to approach middle-aged women with the same logic. Say, go after the kind of menopause woman.
Yes.
And have James Tallarico come on like a podcast and talk about how his estrogen patches have alleviated his vaginal dryness and,
We've all been there.
and discomfort during sexual intercourse.
Jesus.
And has your crepey, thin skin, is it a little more supple now, James? Tell us all about it. I'm in for them.
I thought you was gonna say Antiques Roadshow or something. I didn't know you was gonna go that deep into it.
This is a huge problem.
All right.
You know what? Hormone replacement therapy is the way forward.
Really? Well, I didn't see this going in this direction.
Yeah. Man, if you had a vaginal dryness sponsor, this would be a great place to throw to a
You know, there's still time. We're taping this show early. I could make some calls. You'll see a banner come up right here. Are you feeling dry? All right.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.